I know Sean, Krystyna, and I are horny for this stuff, but what is your where are you as far as your interests on UAP and the paranormal?
How hard do you want to fuck the alien topic?
When you see the Loch Ness Monster's big wet pussy, how?
Diving straight in that thing. Scuba suit, baby.
No, but do you have any, have you ever had any experiences or anything that would be remotely considered you would be freaked out a little bit by?
Yeah.
I'll get that sentence right eventually.
There's this railroad track. I'm from Texas. There's this railroad track.
Oh Jesus! Nothing good has ever happened on a railroad
Not
track,
even a
by the
single
way.
time.
No.
And there was always this rumor that if your car got really dirty and you like sat up at the top of the hill and just kind of like put your car in neutral, that these little ghost kids would like push you down the hill. But
shut up.
That was the thing. So we went and did that, and your car would roll down the hill. But I was like, I think that's just gravity.
That's the closest thing in Houston they have to public transportation.
I think that's just a natural Isaac Newton situation. But you go to the top of the hill, you're gonna roll down it.
Yeah. We can't afford a low-cost, high rail line system, but we do have these ghost kids that can push your Acura.
If you want to retest that in another haunted road, there's one in Connecticut.
Whoa.
Apparently, that's like a little. it's like a 16-year-old girl who got killed on her prom night. Yeah.
Why is there so much of that shit in Connecticut?
Connecticut's one of the most haunted states in the country.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Is that true?
Yes.
Yeah.
At least they have something going on.
Christ.
Jesus Christ.
I live there. It's the total. It's fine. State.
Yeah.
Sure.
You know, everyone's like, "How is it? It's not good or it's not. It's what it is." It's
I
what
will
it
say
is.
this: I'm from New York, and I'm on the camp of it is the pizza capital of the world. I think.
What?
I think that
Connecticut?
pizza is,
Are you fucking?
Legitimately, have you had the New Haven pizza?
Yes.
I did a spot in New Haven.
It's the best pizza.
Legitimately the best pizza I've ever had in my life.
But I will say this: it does harken back to the old days in New York. When I was a kid, and you come into Manhattan, because they used to have those ovens. New York pizza used to be like New Haven pizza. Some of the places, it's legit the best. Like go to Sally's and what is it, Pepe's? What is it?
Yeah,
Frank
Sally
Pepe's.
Frank Pepe's and Sally. It's to me, it's hands down the best pizza.
And they've got great bar pizza, like the Colony Grill and stuff like that.
Amazing bar pizza. It's like. Believe me, especially since how flooded New York's gotten with dollar slices and bullshit pizza and artisan, like whatever.
Yeah.
This is like just straight up out of it, like a, not even brick, I guess it's brick oven, but it's like so old you can't go wrong with the pie.
Wow.
And it's like an Italian family that like runs it.
They wouldn't serve you. That's how like
they didn't want to. I'd be like, I'm on TV. They're like, all right.
They're like,
Okay, you one of those. All right, come on.
like Stacey Dash. Okay, come on in.
But they also that's where the two restaurants came from apparently. Like, and a lot of people know this, but like it's a feud. That's why they have the two. It's because it used to be just Frank
divorce?
Pepe's.
Oh, I
and then
didn't know that
they
was
had
a
family
feud. From I'm living in Stanford now, and there's a Frank's right across from me. I still haven't been there yet.
It's
but
legit the best pizza.
Connecticut has the best. It has everything you need. It's just not a place you want to live. That's what I've said about it. You can get whatever you want there.
It's a
but
stopover.
it just doesn't feel like there's much of a
I was just
community.
in Toronto and it felt the exact same way.
Yeah. That's,
Yeah. Or did you do Comedy Bar?
Yeah, I did comedy bar.
It's a
Toronto's
cool
like
scene.
I liked it. The shows were fun.
Yeah, folks.
It's one of those-
Comedy Bar.
oh yeah, I do that club all the time.
It's one of those New York lights. Like,
Yeah,
it's like,
exactly.
It's like that. The only one that actually ever reminded me of New York, and I'm partial to New York, is Chicago's the only city where I'm like, okay, this feels way like denser like New York. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it has the same layout. It has, you can even comedy wise, you can get up 5
Chicago and
times a
Toronto
night.
feel similar.
Yeah, exactly. But Krystyna, you have like a brand new experience. You were asking Devon about experience.
Brand new video.
Video. So
Yes.
it's not for me. So I know a couple people, two through interviewing people on the Wait What podcast, and then one that I just know in the wild. And they see orbs all the time. They see UFOs all the time, and they live in Brooklyn. Okay. And I'm like, what the fuck am I not doing? I'm looking up all the time. When I go running, I'm just looking up as I run.
Yeah.
So this is a video from one of my friends who sends me videos all the time. He hasn't sent me one in a while. He moved and he goes, "Oh wow, I've seen 30 of these in the last 30 days."
Okay.
If it's what I think,
Wait, he moved to where? In Brooklyn.
Another
This is where in Brooklyn is this?
I don't know. I have to ask.
when the drone stuff was going on, the ABC News filmed one of these. If it's what I'm thinking it is.
Did they
It's
figure
an
those
orb.
out?
What?
Did they figure those out?
No.
No.
Okay,
They,
awesome.
they,
No,
Trump told everybody,
No.
I know what it is, but don't worry, it's fine.
That was the only thing I was excited about for Trump. I'm like, okay, at least he's gonna release the alien stuff.
He's the funniest.
rumor
He's
is
still the
that-
funniest president.
He's hilarious.
He's like
It sucks.
even when he's evil, he sucks terribly. But even like yesterday, when Zelensky was explaining that they haven't had an election in 4 years, he goes, you don't have elections when you're in a war? And then they go, no. He goes, oh. And everyone's like, no.
He's like, don't teach him that.
No.
Don't teach him that. Zelensky's such a fucking liar, too. Let's see this video.
Bomb Yemen.
But he doesn't like record it. He just says it with the
His
stuff.
finger. So let's see. Here we go.
Wait
This is
for
one of these orbs.
So see that?
Where?
People see
There
these.
with the mouse.
Oh,
See
there
it?
it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's circular, so if I zoomed in on my
100%.
iPhone, you can see that it's just a floating circle.
Does it? Okay.
Yeah.
In this video, it doesn't zoom out, but it's
stays
not
this-
it's not a balloon, and it's not a plane.
Does it
It's
look
way
like
too
the
high
same shape to you guys, or do you think it's morphing at all?
It looks
So-
like it's like flare, like it's flailing,
Yeah,
like
flailing,
Yeah,
it's
like
changing
pulsating
shape.
a little.
like a jellyfish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when I zoomed in on my iPhone,
And that's just
kind
gone?
of followed it. It didn't change like the circular shape.
So here's the thing. I guarantee you, this is one of these things that, like, so when that stuff was going on with the drones, ABC News was like, "Hey, we're looking for the drones," and what they came upon. If you look up on like YouTube and you type in ABC News orb or drone or ABC News orb, it came up for me the other day, no problem. And I was talking to my friend. I just did a weekend with my buddy. He opened for me, and he's like in New like whatever it was, like 2017 or 18, we had orbs that thousands of people saw.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh really? And he's like, yeah, I was coming out of work, and I go, there we go. This is probably what your orb
That is
looked
great. Yeah, up close. If you zoomed in, I bet.
Look at that, ABC 7.
So, yeah.
It doesn't say the date. But that's when they were looking for drones, they found that, and people see those
Holy shit.
all the time.
What?
So if you're listening, if you guys are listening, it's a circular thing with it almost looks like plasma in the middle with a defined center and a defined outer
You know
edge.
those things at Spencer's Gifts that like light up and the,
sure,
the
and
balls
you
and you
touch
touch
your
it?
finger on
It looks
it.
like eight kids have their finger on a globe like that, and it's just lightning inside
It's
of
just
it.
a science museum in the sky.
Yeah.
That's wild.
But that I don't know what that is because I'm like I know what a UFO is.
So I think they just got a really good shot of the thing that your friend sent you.
Yeah.
So that's what people, if they see them, they zoom into these things. People see them all the time, like you said. The center of it looks like this, and they
it
talk
looks
about
like a
it.
nucleus of an atom.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. It looks like
Yeah.
a nucleus. That's what I
What
thought.
the fuck is that?
It's
I know.
alive. I think I think that's alive. I don't think there's
It kinda
anything.
looks like-
I don't think there's anything inside it.
You know in The
That's what
Wizard
I'm
of
trying to
Oz
say.
when the good witch comes down in a little bubble?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like that, but she's not fucking coming down. I need her.
She's
You
not
need her.
coming down.
This is reminding me of another thing. Again, like back to some Texas shit. Have you ever heard of the Marfa lights?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, like I've seen that,
That
in real
shit's
life.
oh,
Because it's like you drive out. That's like a popular thing to do for like a weekend. You go
Oh,
out
that's
to
way
Marfa.
better than Ghost
guaranteed
Kids.
to see it.
Yes,
Yeah.
I
Just explain why
Should've
you're
let it
bored. You had a real alien story.
I forgot about that. I forgot about that until we were looking
Yeah,
at this,
jogs
and I
your
was like,
memory talking
yeah, and
about
I was
it,
like,
yeah.
oh yeah, like
So for people who don't know, what is it? It's like
they don't know exactly. The
When
Marfa,
they-
the Marfa,
they
oh,
resemble
but
choreographed.
the Marfa lights are like if you go out to like is in Marfa is way West Texas. They're these little like kind of like it's kind of like luminous like little orbs that like float and like bob a little bit out in the distance, and like nobody knows exactly what they are. Scientists haven't figured it out. It's been
And
studied
there's
for
no
a long.
airport near there, Martha,
no,
right?
no,
Like
no,
you have
no.
to drive hours to get there.
Yeah, but you can see them like they look like they're like I don't know half a mile out.
How
and they're
many?
Just, I don't multiple.
Wow.
Yeah.
and you've seen them firsthand.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
And they just kind of look like lights that are floating in the sky.
Yeah, they look like stars that are like
Moving?
closer to the ground.
Oh, okay.
They look like stars that are kind of like
And they're
doing,
hovering.
doing this. Yeah.
Are they there a certain time of year or all the time? Or
I think it's all the time. They were there. I went around my birthday years ago when I lived over there. So this was like 2018.
Okay.
And yeah, they were definitely there during that. It's like February. That's when my birthday
Wow.
was.
Yeah,
we gotta go to
there's-
Marfa field trip.
This is one. Yeah, right. Exactly. Marfa field trip. Marfa.
Do you have a
bound.
Patreon? Donate to it so we can all go.
Actually, do check out the Patreon. It's patreon.com/Burbs Bros. That's patreon.com/Burbs Bros.
This week, the extra episode, we're going to be talking about the transfer of the red heifers from Texas to Israel. And
We get a real conspiracy on that.
I mean, there's some. First off, the stuff that we know about it that's legit is crazy enough. So what it could mean, I mean, we're going to get into it. But we wanted to talk about the big UAP news starting off, which is that Rep Luna was on Rogan this week and said interdimensional beings are real.
And really quickly, I want to remind everybody that when she was doing the questioning on, like, I think the first or
saw
second
that,
question,
hearing, yeah.
she mentioned interdimensional multiple times. So
Maybe that's what that orb is. that?
It might be. It might be like either you're getting a little bit of a glimpse.
Or what if it's the hole?
That's a possibility.
Because I'm like, oh, maybe it's like interdimensional
She
beings.
brought up portals on it too. On Rogan, she was like, I've seen footage of portals, but I haven't seen an actual portal yet. I don't think she's seen a portal.
No, I don't think she's seen physically. She's seen pictures, and she says she has pretty credible, these credible sources that are like that she believes that have seen these things firsthand. Wow. But this is the second time she's mentioned interdimensional, so I'm starting to think that like. I think they know more than they're letting on as far as like the source of this stuff. Yeah. And I feel like she's being pretty blatant. And maybe there's different camps of what they think it is, and she's in the interdimensional camp, and then she has
But she also said angels.
How is she?
Because she said some people use the word angel, so that's the thing that I'm scared of. Because one of the things that Sean kind of got me into, which now, not only has it turned out to be true, it turned out to be even scarier than Sean said.
What?
Which is like some of these people in the State Department think that this stuff are angels and demons
demonic.
out of the Bible times.
Oh. Out of the Bible.
Yes, out of the Bible. I mean, look, that's what we're talking about on their Patreon. Yeah. Like, this is like that's the scary thing.
But it also would fit into Jacques Vallée, who you know who that is.
Oh, yeah.
Jacques Vallée is, to give you an idea, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, he one of the characters, one of the UFO guys in it is based on him. He's a guy who's been around for 50 years probably studying this stuff. He's super respected. He's been involved in finding materials, but his theory is that it's this same phenomenon that just changes what it is as humanity changes. Whoa. So back in the day, it also fits into religion because it's like back in the day when you were before the Industrial Revolution, you might have saw fairies because hey, that fit into what your lore was, whatever it is. Yeah. But then as things got more and more mechanical and industrial, that's why you're seeing metallic craft.
Right.
Yeah. So like medieval times, it would be like cute. Dragons, like so like whatever you're.
They're meeting us where we're at. That's really sweet. Well, that one guy, the U.S. soldier in Puerto Rico that saw that the alien crashed into the side of the cliff and he had an interaction with it, you could tell he wasn't a spiritual guy or anything. He said, he's like, I'll never... I missed that encounter, and he started tearing up, and he's like, I've never felt that much love in my life. Yeah. That's the same thing people experience when they have a near-death experience.
Yes.
Of like this So I would say like religions kind of famously misinterpret shit, and then it gets a game of telephone for hundreds of years. But I would say like there were aliens back then, and they just gave them that feeling like they're angels. Like you could easily classify them as angels because of that loving feeling. You would never think an alien would give that to you, but... I guess it can.
But it's also a thing where, if you're not, but also we're so science minded now, we can't get our heads around that. But humans have been non-science minded more than they've been science minded. So that's why I can see that coming up more and more. Yeah. And if this ends up being, I think there's a physics explanation for what this is.
The world was around? Was it like the 70s or
when
something? When they finally
has had a
they have a whole archive that they won't show.
Yes.
Well, yeah, sure, but to Sean's point of like that, like the world being in back of science, it took like the Vatican hundreds of years to agree with Galileo.
There's people of mindset in the Vatican where they're like, it doesn't mean God doesn't exist. It means that this is God, ostensibly. Like they've had an observatory for years and years. They have files on this stuff.
The Vatican has an observatory.
Yes, they have an observatory, and apparently they have more knowledge than you would think.
There's also
you don't say the Vatican's got information they're not sharing with the general public. Surprise.
They're next to the pedophile file.
Women, I don't think women are still allowed to drive in the Vatican. There's like 2 countries on the entire planet that women can't drive in. It's like Iraq and the Vatican.
They're gonna make aliens priests before women.
Honestly, fine.
The toughest about the Vatican is you're online to see it, and you're about to see some of the greatest art ever. Mm-hmm. Some of the art is from atheists, like Francis Bacon. Like they just are big art collectors. That's what the Vatican's about.
How convenient.
And as you're waiting on this line, all these homeless people are asking you for money, and it's just the most amazing juxtaposition of like what. Obviously, this isn't real Christianity.
Yep.
But yeah, I do.
But in all fairness, you do have a sect of the religion that's very anti-Vatican and very anti,
Sure. Yeah. No, that's what I meant.
And you have Catholic charities that does stuff and all that. But that's a small. But what they could do, you're right. You could hey, sell a wing of the Vatican, sell some land,
and feed the hungry.
Take care of your locals.
The Catholics who have the power aren't your mom. Like nice women are like, let's help the poor. They're like,
my mom.
Ooh, look, another ring on my pinky. Now I have 6 Pope rings.
My mom comes in with a bunch of rubies around her neck. I'm like, you got that from being a Eucharistic minister in Long Island?
That would be funny if you're a Unitarian minister and you showed up with a Tesla. Like you're like, fuck it, I don't give a shit. fuck all this shit.
So I can't get to work. Huh? So I can't go from point A to point B. Because I'm a minister, I can't have something nice to drive around in. All right. Okay, be like that then.
But no, so when it comes to the explanation for this stuff, I think if you peel away all the, when they've actually, I don't think on our lifetime they'll get an A to B explanation of what this is, because I think 99.999% of the people don't know what this is. But I think I think you can make your assumptions, especially if you know about this stuff. And this woman, Anna Paulina Luna, right? That's her full name?
Yes, she's the one. She definitely gets more press coverage than Burleson because she's a lot easier to on the eyes than Burleson. Yeah. Burleson's got no chance.
It's like if you get all your conspiracy news from like an ex-Maxim model. You know what I'm saying? But the fact being, I don't think that she's bullshitting. I think that she actually does have an inquisitive mind, and I think she's looking at this stuff and being like, yeah, science-based wise, that's probably what it is. But for people that are religious, they might be like, if they've been around for thousands of years and they are more knowing and they have a more understanding of our physics. The more you hear about what time actually is, which you've talked about a million times in this podcast, that look at Arrival, or you look at or whatever it is. It's so amazing when they talk about how time being circular, right? It's not. So if somebody came here from the fifth dimension, they'd be able to see They said somebody put it into words once. They said they'd see your whole life as like an undulating snake kind of object. Mm-hmm. So they'd see your whole time pattern as one. You would almost, I don't know, but you travel around like that. So if you're dealing with different dimensions, that to me is the most believable idea about this stuff, because they've kind of mathematically proven that might be the case anyway. Yeah. So when you do that, and then somebody from one of those places, and they're like, I know science better than you, then that's a god with a small g. That's somebody, that's to us, that's like, how do you know this? And it's like us going back in time with an iPhone. Same kind of thing.
And the argument, like the butterfly effect, well then what? Well, if you go back in time and change something, then it really isn't all on one line. Well, it is actually on one line. Just means the line was bigger than you thought. The line actually includes you going back into the event.
Have you seen the graph of the way the universe moves throughout space? So like the sun moves, all the planets move. So the planets are all moving around our star, the sun, but together they're moving. And if you look at it like zoomed out, it's like a DNA spiral. So it's just like throughout time.
Oh my God,
if you
you're right.
Were to fast forward it does it, and a spiral is
totally true.
Really spiritual thing. A spiral, there's spirals
in
creation.
Nature.
Sure. Yeah. So and the alien stuff, like a lot of crop circles are spirals.
I never.
So I'm like, the way the universe actually moves is fascinating.
Yeah. No, that's
crazy. Like a stop motion of it. It would just be like a tornado created in water.
And those designs show up. Well, you said like all the time.
All over. Yeah.
Geometrical designs show up all the time. There's a new thing that they talked about with the guys who do the DMT laser experiment, where you're on DMT and you're looking at a laser on a wall, and there's code in a laser. You have like a light laser.
Yeah.
And the guy says you can see it. If you're on DMT, you can, and I don't know if it's a hue or what it is as far as I didn't understand it fully.
Shit, right?
Oh, that's what you're talking about? Sure.
Yeah, so so the universe is constantly spiraling, and as it's spiraling,
the planets
are moving around it, and so that's what's creating all the energy. So when they say like in astrology that like the planets are in the same placement as they were on, I think it was World War I, 1812 or something like that. Mm-hmm. That energy. Yeah, so like we're kind of in the same energy wavelength as we were back in the day. That's why they're saying this year's going to be a fucking shit show. But also Bashar has been saying that they're coming down, the aliens, I guess, 2026. And I'm like, you better fucking not. Well,
there's multiple. I don't know if you heard about this.
Aliens are always coming up soon.
They're ghosting us.
They're always about to be.
They're like a boyfriend who will never call you back.
This is one big trailer for that Spielberg movie.
No, we right up the street.
Yeah.
What's your opinion of Bashar? Like, I haven't really decided yet. I've heard both things. Immediately you see a guy who's bald and says he's an alien, you're like, this guy's full of shit.
Totally. And it's a really out there. The channeling an alien civilization is a really out there thing, and I'm a huge skeptic in terms of like, prove it to me. So I've been watching his prediction videos for over a year now, and I write them down because I'm like, I'll be able to tell if this shit's true. One of them that wasn't true was he said Kamala was going to win the presidential election, which there are theories that she did win in the voting machines, but whatever.
Well, that's like saying.
I think that's what Musk told Trump, but I don't think that happened.
But they said, well, what if Kamala doesn't win? And he had this like creepy ass pause at this huge conference, and he just goes, World War III. And you could argue that we're approaching that. So
Yes.
So,
but
but
you,
every-
you can also argue somebody who knows history and world politics could have been like, yeah,
Yeah,
you
'cause
can
every
make
democracy
those
crumbles
chess
in
moves
ours.
in your
Yeah,
brain.
for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
But,
I've seen those videos and I can't. If you are an alien and you got here and your way to tell humanity is to be like, hey, like and subscribe. I mean, that doesn't seem very benevolent to me. That seems very nefarious.
Wow, this all-knowing alien has a hell of a merch shop. this Christ figure just gave me a koozie.
Well, it's even how we I don't know what you're like. I don't know how much you know about this thing, but there's a personality in this that there's certain personalities obviously in this world that it seem like they're trying to just cash in, and we always question the amount that you can cash in on it. But the more we have them, we more realize like, oh, there's a scene, man. Oh, there's a scene.
Yeah.
Like there's a scene. These guys can bounce around all year doing stuff based off this, and then the podcast and the YouTubes.
Unfortunately, we haven't figured it out yet.
No,
But
one
we
of you
know
guys.
there's a grift to be had, folks.
Remember
and we're
I
on
said
it.
you can imitate a near-death experience by being in the darkness for 6 days? If one of y'all do that, I feel like you'll be able to channel. That's one of the abilities, apparently, that can come to you.
That you
when
can
do
channel
this.
an audience?
No, channel
Oh.
like Bashar.
Oh, wait,
Yeah.
No, I need to buy a house.
Oh, God.
yeah. What's that? Because I've never heard that one. What's the darkness for 6 days?
Yeah, it's called a darkness retreat, and I never knew you could mimic. I've always wanted to have a near-death experience without the dying part because I'm like, I don't want to go through that.
Sure.
I had this. I
because
just didn't pay my bills.
Yeah.
Hey,
But apparently you can create.
Have you ever
that.
played the Laugh Lounge? That was my
near-death experience? No, mine was in Winnipeg.
Rumors?
Yeah.
Oh,
No green room. Okay. Love it.
I can't even go.
But they said day 3 you start, so you're in complete darkness the whole time. And day 3 you actually start seeing stuff in the dark. So that's when you start seeing because your brain is totally.
So it's almost like forced meditation.
do you
Yeah.
eat at all?
So
or is it just water?
one of the rooms they showed, it was weird that there's an
mushrooms.
influencer doing this, like filming himself the whole time. It feels fucking weird.
Well, how's that?
So they have like
possible?
a night vision camera on him, though, so it's like a heat sensitive camera, and it's like a little tiny apartment wherever and it's very simply set up, and there's like a meditation area, a bed, a bathroom, and you just have to like feel your way around the whole time. But yeah, apparently
and it's like
3 days in,
it's pitch black.
pitch black, and it's noise proof, so it's like super insulated with soundproofing.
Wow.
What
Yeah.
was that?
I don't know.
Is that my future
Is that my
self?
phone for a second?
Could you an alien?
Was it me? All right. Okay. Cool. We were
darn.
just wondering if that was from the darkness.
But,
Yeah,
like,
I got
so-
excited.
So, Devin, I don't know how much you think about this stuff, but if you, as far as now, it's called the phenomenon. We've called it. Oh, here we go. Before we get to this.
There we go. Yep.
Oh, these.
I would
By
love
the way,
it.
of course, it's a white woman in yoga pants.
I know.
It had to be a white woman in yoga
Oh,
pants.
no. We're watching.
boo.
I know.
So if you're listening, we're watching a video of this retreat. Also, it just looks like a Japanese game show.
It does
You
kind
ever see
of.
those ones they force people to just be in an apartment for 3 months?
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
almost
it's
kill
fucked up.
themselves?
Right now, she just looks like any woman who's tried to live with me.
3 days of darkness.
Just
My
3
days living with Dan St. Germain.
So do they
A lot
show?
of that. A lot of.
Yeah, and you could do free writing in terms of like with your non-dominant hand. That's apparently a way to
but
channel.
it seems like
Is
there's
that a white?
It's,
Oh yeah, that's weird. There shouldn't be.
why, does,
know.
why does that man's look
It's
so
just
much
a
worse?
pervert the whole time.
Somebody brings in a flat screen.
It's just a guy furiously masturbating. Don't turn on the light.
Oh, so annoying. Can't escape it.
That is not a great.
You're in your own room.
I will tell you that
For
is not a
safety.
great endorsement.
No,
That guy.
No.
That guy. I don't even know what hairstyle that
No,
is.
it's not
That
a
is like
hairstyle.
fucking Mad Max hair.
They should make him put a wig on before they put him on camera, just for the PR.
Well, dude, you know you've been living in darkness. Go to a barber.
Come on, my guy, just be bald.
But also, you experience the absence of time in this because there's no
sure.
sun to indicate to
He
your nervous
wasn't
system.
bald originally.
So,
Oh yeah.
so your melatonin production gets fucking wild naturally in your brain, and they think there was also talk that like it could stimulate DMT production in your brain in your
Oh, that's
pineal gland
awesome.
after day 5. So some people do it for 7 days.
And they just they'll put a thing for where food comes in with the. Oh,
Yeah,
I see.
so their meals
Oh, that
come in.
guy's dropping
I would
stuff
have to
off.
prep for this for an entire year in order to not have an absolute panic attack.
Have either of you guys done DMT?
No, I want
No.
to so bad.
No, I
if you know
haven't.
anybody
I
who
do
sells
too.
pens.
I did know a
most
guy.
of the other normal,
I do.
the other psychedelics.
You've
but I
done
haven't-
like shrooms and
Yeah,
acid
sure,
and
yeah,
shit.
I've been over there, but I did when I was like a teenager, salvia really popped off too.
I tried to do that too, but it didn't work for me.
Does that
did it work
kind
for
of
you?
recreate the same feeling?
Isn't that
Or
weird?
similar?
I don't know exactly what goes on when you take DMT, but I will say it was like 10 minutes of me like truly being in another place.
Wait, that's DMT.
Okay.
Wait, salvia.
Yeah.
What is salvia?
Salvia.
It sounds like a natural. It's a natural.
Did you see the elves?
It wasn't elves, but I saw kind of like in Alice in Wonderland, those big card guys that like hold like scepters. I saw
And the
those.
rose is red.
I saw those guys.
Did you really?
Yeah,
Wait,
yeah.
that's very similar effects to the DMT.
Yeah.
It's only
DMT,
10 minutes.
Can
and
you
then
pull
were
up,
fine?
Ian? Can you pull up DMT elves?
If anybody knows how to
And I want
get
to see
salvia or
Devon.
DMT,
Yeah, please message Krystyna.
please DM me at Krystyna Hutchinson.
Yeah, I don't know where you get it. You used to be able to just buy it at like for a little bit. You could just buy it at like
deli?
smoke shops.
Oh,
And
fuck.
let her know.
I miss the good old
Yeah.
days.
And let her know you're leaving it in the comments so she doesn't have to go through a bunch of dick pics, guys.
Please,
Just
yeah.
tell her who it is.
That's enough.
I'll post your dick pics. I don't care.
Oh, that's funny.
All right, yeah. Can you put that image on? I want to see if this looked at all like what Devon looked at. Was this at all
That's
the
pretty
palette?
intricate.
Like this kind of thing?
Yes, I would
Oh,
say
wow.
colors wise, it was kind of similar.
It was
to
similar
this.
to this.
But I
like
will
a
say-
tapestry.
Yes,
And
but
what
I-
they say with DMT, maybe even salvia, is that you're going to this and it feels more real than reality. That's one of the things
Did
that
you
said.
find that to be true?
yeah, like yes. In the moment that I was on the salvia, at least the first time I ever did it, I couldn't see the like normal world around me.
Okay.
Like it was
God, I'm
just
so
like my eyes. It felt like my eyes were open, but all I could see was what was going on in like the salvia world.
Whoa.
Oh, that's wild.
And it felt real. Did it feel realer than
It
reality?
felt very real, and it felt like I was in there for. It felt like I was in there for like 30 minutes, and I looked up and it'd been like 12.
Okay, that's also the near-death experience. They say it feels more real than actual reality, which I'm like, thank fucking God. This feels so-
Yeah, so enough of
I
this.
hate it. I'm so
Well,
Oh
we
yeah, I'm
talked-
checked out.
So
Oh, it's a perennial herb. In the
we're,
mint.
yeah, that's what I mean. It's like
can
I
grow it.
definitely heard it was natural. We are fans of Surviving Death. That's where they have that episode about near-death experiences.
Yes.
Where like they have support groups in the episode.
We're still trying to get one of those people on, by the way. That's just my
Surviving Death people?
my own frustration. But we'll keep going.
But
Did
I
you Zoom? Do you do interviews over Zoom?
We
Yeah.
have,
A professor from University of Virginia or University of West Virginia that heads the.
That he's done. He retired.
Oh,
That's it. That's been the problem. But
But the but the episode they had about near-death experiences is pretty crazy because it's actually the first one. It's the
the one
they start
rapid,
off with the woman where they get the big reveal. She gives you the whole rundown of what happened to her, where she went, what she saw, what she was told about her son, all this
Yo,
crazy shit.
that shit's
And then at
crazy.
the end, she's like, "And I'm a medical doctor." And you're like, "That's what
Yes.
wrote me right in." Where I was like,
Yep.
"I'm on board 1,000%."
Yep.
Because and if you hear her, she sounds rational. She's
Yeah.
not. She's like this.
And the thing she got about her son was to take place like 17 years in the future or something, and it happened.
Yes, it did. Well,
So,
he
can
got
we
to
give
the
it away?
point. It was like he got to the point. She said he was gonna die before he was 18, which
Yeah,
is
he died
fucked
in a
up to be
skiing
told.
accident.
And he died like 6 months after he turned 18, or like when he was 19
Yeah.
or something like that.
In a skiing accident. And she never told him.
Yeah,
Right.
And
well,
she was like, I
you
mean,
can't.
how the fuck? Yeah, I know, right?
Like, hey man, enjoy this
Yeah.
birthday. You only got 3 more left.
Yeah.
So
They have a
She was like, I hope it's not true.
on the wall.
Yeah. Yeah.
she's already like
Clock is
measuring his
ticking.
bedroom. She's like, "Ooh,
This is my
would be
craft
great.
room."
Maybe a lazy Susan right here.
Hey, hon, did I leave my glasses in my man cave? I mean, Billy's room.
That's great. Something there has been debate about is that, and Sean and I have kind of gone back and forth. We don't know what to make of it, heads or tails of it, and that is the Tic Tac. Is it Lockheed Martin technology or is it aliens?
So let's fill out our friend Devon here. Do you know what the Tic Tac is?
No.
The Tic Tac is now a completely known craft that's been seen multiple times. Has a very, very credible instances where people from the military have seen these things. They're about 40 feet long, shaped like a Tic Tac. The reports say that there's nothing coming off them, no wings, no exhaust. But a couple of the reports say they have antennas that come off of them. And there's a very famous interaction this guy had, super sober dude named David Fravor, back in 2004, where he interacted with one of these things and it lapped him and it could go the
While
drop
he was
of
in
a
a
hat.
plane?
What?
Right? Was that when he was in
He
a
was in
fighter
like
jet?
the F-19
Yeah.
or something
we
like that.
actually
At
plugged
the-
for a show. We had Ralph Blumenthal on,
Yeah,
so check that out.
yeah.
He's the one who broke the story.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. That was part of that original New York Times story. anyway, these Tic Tacs have become more and more known since this Fravor story, and people see them all the time. Like I was saying, like we had Krystyna on, she was like, I see them. I don't even delve into this, and I see them all the time.
Tic Tacs.
Yeah, she'll see like the tail end of one like all the time. Yeah.
Where is she at? Where did she sing these?
She'll see it in like Chicago. She lives in Chicago. She'll see it in Chicago, and she said she saw a bunch when she was in New York too. So I know it's crazy. So anyway. Tic Tac.
I'm gonna go over my
For
friend's
years,
house.
people are like, this is just because of the way this thing interacted with our plane.
Yeah.
People were like, it's got to be from a different planet. And then over the years, what we found out is that there's a possibility that it's created by Lockheed Martin or a third party that's working in tandem with the government, or clandestinely is developing this stuff and not telling the government because they're using the money they're subsidized from by the government with. Ross Caulthart, who's a journalist from Australia, who's legit. He's in 60 Minutes.
Been on
in
the show,
Australia.
check it
Been
out.
on the show. Been on the show. Friend of the show. Friend of the show. Foz. Anyway, Ross says he has it on good authority that these things are created by Lockheed Martin. Dan has heard another theory that they are psionically controlled. They're controlled by the mind program. Like,
Yes.
the same one as like the Jake Barber program. Like they're the ones who would be operating these things.
So annoying. So annoying.
You just
create
find
an object that has no propulsion?
Hey,
But
I think it's a
It's
combo of
reverse
both.
engineer, right?
I think that some of these are human, and I think that we learned it from them in some capacity.
Yeah.
And I think we learned about it very long time ago, and I think that now we're just starting to see it again. I think both things can be true, but Ross and Ross is in one camp with actually this other guy named who's our guy? Stephen Greer.
That's not our
Greer.
guy.
He's not our guy, but I meant
He is not
You're
a
right.
friend of
We're
the
not
show.
talking
we're not talking.
He's an enemy of the show.
But Stephen Greer thinks it's for sure Lockheed, and then Ross thinks it's Lockheed. Jeremy Corbell has been right, probably more than anybody else. Thinks it's definitely extraterrestrial. David Fravor thinks it's extraterrestrial. So there's a real divide in our community, right? In our community, I can't believe I'm saying this, but it is true.
Well, you
there's a
could
divide
say
in our
it's-
community over what this fucking thing is. Is it us or is it something else?
And there's
I
a
think
very
it's
good
reverse engineered from alien
That-
technology.
like he was saying,
they
that's
have
what he
different
said.
elements in their periodic table on other planets. I think there's
Devon doesn't
crystals.
know any of this shit, yeah.
There's types of
Hey,
crystals.
can I say something really quickly?
Yeah.
I haven't known a single name that y'all have said on this entire podcast, and it's making me feel nuts. I read
Honestly, makes me
the
feel nuts
news,
that I
and
know
every
everything.
6 seconds
gotta get out of the New York Times,
you're like
man.
Squinty Johnson. He actually has
Sees him
seen a
every day.
couple of the things that's
Dude.
happened over there, and don't get me started on what's happened with Bartholomew Williams. Who the fuck are these guys? I don't know a single one of these names. What news stores do you find these guys from? It's crazy.
We have a lot of time on our hands.
Squinty Johnson's a hack.
Guess who's on TV out of all of us?
Yes, like from the 30s.
These dudes, yeah, they
New
do
York.
sound like they play the trumpet.
Well, to get you an idea, a couple of the names that we have mentioned have given testimony in front of Congress based off this topic.
Wow.
So
Sworn
it's not
testimony,
they're not like just in fun magazines that we read.
Sure.
No,
Sure.
Ross
Online
is like
shit.
one of the lead anchors of 60 Minutes Australia.
Yeah.
You know, like,
well, of course.
yeah.
Now I feel like I'm not in the know. I didn't realize he was doing 60 Minutes Australia. I'm sorry. I'm being ignorant.
Better than American 60 Minutes, honestly.
Know your history.
No, you're right. No, you're right.
Do you not run in Australian journalism circles?
I need to crack
You
open
gotta
a book.
read
That's on
outside.
me.
I will say you have to read outside mainstream news because
Yeah, you
there
do.
was like that. There was a huge story that happened this week. This is outside that no one
About
reported.
the Israeli guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
That
I
no
did
one
see
is
this.
reporting.
See, now we're back.
See,
Now
there
I
we
know what's
go.
going on.
Oh yeah, I get weirder than that. But yeah, that's his breaking
Clearly.
point.
Well,
Yeah.
tell people what you're talking about.
That somebody who was, he's high up in Israeli security or
Yeah.
defense or
He's
it
like
was
a cybersecurity
It was
guy.
a cybersecurity, specifically a hacking. He was a hacking expert. But he was caught in a child porn sting. He was
Vegas.
supposed to
In
take
Vegas.
a 15-year-old girl to Cirque du
Jesus
Soleil and then
Christ.
have
What?
sex with her.
Rape.
Before he could get prosecuted, he was put on a plane to Israel, and he's back there right now.
And that didn't get picked up.
All the other
anyway.
guys are in jail or are getting charged.
Oh, there was multiple.
There was
Yeah,
7
it was a
guys.
ring.
One of them was a preacher. They're all going down.
Yeah.
He's not going down.
The other
What
ones
was
are
a
American.
picture?
The Americans are going down.
here's my theory. I think they're going to give us some more alien news in the coming, honestly, months because they're like, no,
They have too much
there's no
pedophile news.
pedophilia over
We need
here.
to- we need to get rid of pedophilia
we need
news.
to what's going to distract the public from the pedophilia ring? aliens, honestly.
Yeah.
I agree. I said that the
It's
other
the
day. I
only
think that
one. It's the only
that's
topic.
the only thing that Trump may have an issue with disclosure.
Which he already did.
Well, yeah, because I
The
was like,
Epstein
when
thing,
he got elected, I was
he-
so sad, but I'm like, at least he said he's going to tell us all about all these drones. And then he said,
And now the newest thing is he talks about pilots talking to him in the White House. I don't know if that's an old clip or not. I just saw it. Was that an old clip?
I just can't imagine him paying attention for more than 5 minutes.
no, he doesn't.
This guy, I feel like
I
he
think he
has
doesn't
these
care.
idiots.
pilots, and then like 5 minutes
stupid
in,
man.
they were telling him all this amazing shit, and he's like playing with his pencils on his desk.
Did you guys hear about lasers? There's like a lot of technology that we've had over the decades that allegedly comes from reverse engineering alien technology,
Is this scalar
surgical
weapons technology?
that a lot of weapons technology, but surgical lasers. So when you have
Yes.
surgery and it's lasers, that apparently came from aliens.
Yeah, I mean, like,
And then you
almost-
hear.
And there's some pretty interesting interviews about this from like government officials, and I'm like,
Then you also hear about abduction stories where those kinds of things are used.
Yeah.
And you're like, ooh, maybe.
Dude, a lot of abduction stories sound a lot like. Every time I'm in the dentist office, I'm like, this feels like I'm like Travis Walton or something. You know?
Well,
Travis.
when they talk about the
It's your
time,
dreamboat.
love my life.
Krystyna's dreamboat.
Yeah.
That's her Devon
abducted.
Sawa.
He was inducted in front of his friends, in front of 5 of
That's
his
her
friends.
Andrew
Did he
Keegan.
come
Yeah.
back? Did they
Yeah,
get him
he
back?
did. Like 5 days later,
Oh.
the guy saw him get abducted, and they're like, "What the fuck?"
Me and Sean did an episode about it in the archives, but it
Fascinating
really is interesting
Was it
because
like
we
tractor
didn't
beam, or,
know.
like, how did they abduct him?
yeah, he was getting pulled up by the
It
ship
was
with a
it
beam.
was
Yeah.
tractor beam.
But you know, like we kind of couldn't come really to a conclusion. I think I was more that he was abducted. You were more that he wasn't abducted. But we were both kind of at a 50-50 level. On
Who is
that.
this again? This is
This
that
is
man?
the guy, Travis Walton. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
You know,
Well, he
Fire
was
in
much
the-
younger when he got abducted.
You know,
he does
Fire
look
in
like a
the Sky?
pedophile. He does look like a pedophile.
Here's
He's
the-
he
not.
looks like he got arrested with the Israeli homie. like he was lumped up in all of that.
Yeah, he's a good one. Even though he doesn't have the face of it.
Yeah.
But even when they do
He
like,
looks like Hitler going undercover as an Israeli.
even when they do
They're like, Hitler, did you add 2 pieces to your mustache again? No. You added a piece on either side of your mustache. We can see you, Hitler.
exactly
Did you dye your hair L'Oreal red brown?
like when Hitler shows up, he's like, "What do you think?" I'm letting it grow out. I'm letting it grow out. Yeah. Dude, because it's the same haircut. It's the same thing. Oh my
Yeah.
god. But you were saying before about the technology, I find really interesting because they even do like statistics based off the past 90 years versus the 90 to 100 years before that, and they're like how we went from horse and buggy to what it is in such a small amount of time that it pales in comparison from
Doesn't
the
make
previous thousands of years
Yes.
of human existence.
We're literally like pushing rocks for so many
Yeah.
thousands of years, and then all of a sudden we got a car.
So it could be era, like once you
Era.
you had the cotton gin, and then you had that ushered in the industrial revolution, which then you have the technology era. Yeah, I guess they can go that fast, but even the other ones, I don't think they went as fast as this. I think you're going to need a little bit of a nudge to get it where we're at today, where now we're like, hey, the world's going to end because robots are going to take you over. It's like, where the fuck did that come from? People always talk about AI, and then this thing just blew up in our faces, in the past, 5 years, whatever it is.
Once the guy who made Meatloaf cry in a reality show gets elected president twice, I think.
He made Meatloaf cry.
Well, Meatloaf kind of made himself cry, to be fair. But he
tends to
definitely
do
cried.
that.
He cries
definitely
in
cried.
Fight Club too. He
He's
just likes
very
crying.
good crier. He's
Yeah.
actually he's an excellent talent. Yeah, I love Meatloaf, but yeah, it's just interesting because this seems like it's the bigger issue with ufology and with UAP, which it's so connected to defense companies. So like you don't know who's telling you the
Yeah,
fucking
I
truth.
know.
Where does and you guys might have covered this already. Where does Elon land in all of this?
Elon, in my opinion, is lying about. He says no. He says NHI doesn't exist. I think he's lying about it. I think he has craft.
Yeah.
He has
Yeah.
to, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I
The
think
Teslas sound like
if these other guys are privy to it, and he so there's a guy named Robert Bigelow who is he you know Robert he's squinting down
famous
that
sax player.
The wrestler Bam Bam Bigelow.
Robert Bigelow.
Robert Bigelow comes out in a flame shirt.
He's just like what the fuck? Robert Bigelow.
I used to love Bam Bam Bigelow.
Bigelow's great.
That's Robert Bigelow right
Yeah.
there. If,
Okay.
got
anyway,
work done.
he's one of these other guys that if you look him up and he's used his whole fortune. So when he was a kid, he had a moment with his grandparents where his grandparents told him a story completely not trying to freak him out, just that they saw a UFO above their car. This is like in probably the 50s, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
40s.
Same area around Betty and Barney Hill. Same decade.
Exactly. And then an area where a lot of this stuff was happening. So this is he's from out there, I think California or the desert or Nevada, whatever it is. Anyway, this is a guy, it stuck with him so much. He's like, I'm going to go to school, become a business major. I'm going to start a business, become a billionaire, and then use that money to study this stuff.
That's why he became a
billionaire. And he started
that.
Budget Hotels, which everybody knows Budget, whatever they're called, Budget Inn, whatever it's called.
Really nice hotel.
Really nice.
You make
You
fortunes
can
off
almost
of that.
find one soap bar without a piece of blood on it. There's only one in every budget.
But hey, you know what it is though? You can't really complain if you go to a budget.
No,
and then you go,
I mean, that's the thing.
How is this not luxury? You know?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Was there cum on the pillow? There wasn't. Then stop complaining. Budget.
Anyway, so his whole story is that he was studying this for years and years and years. He had Bigelow Aerospace. They have a building in Nevada.
He owned the Skinwalker Ranch at one point.
Yes,
right?
he did. Yes, he did. And then he sold it to that guy who did the TV show with whatever the sci-fi, whatever it was. But there's multiple interviews of him talking to people, being like, "It's totally for real. If they walk among us, you don't have to go anywhere to find it," which is like still cryptic because there's like it's like one of these things where it didn't say where and how.
But have you ever
and
met
when.
somebody where you're like, hey, you kind of feel like an alien?
I'm in comedy. You know what I mean?
Well,
No,
of
but
course.
like,
Yeah.
but even like
Yeah.
physically, like you see people and you're like, you look like an alien.
Adam Silver, the commissioner of the NBA.
Adam Silver
Really?
does
We're gonna
look
look
like
him up.
an.
Can we bring
He
up
looks
the-
like
He
an
looks like an
alien.
alien.
He looks like he's got chupacabra ears too.
Yeah, he
he's got
looks very
he looks
much-
like an alien with chupacabra ears.
So the interesting part. Oh,
Look at
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Yo.
Oh my
Dude,
God.
there is
Yo.
almost every time someone says
100% an alien.
Yeah.
almost every one time somebody says that somebody looks like an alien, it either looks like this or a beautiful Nordic person.
Yeah, and they also look like aliens.
That's like you can't tell me there's not a little man inside of his head.
Three stacked on top of each other.
all of his actions.
It's like Men in Black. It just comes out.
Absolutely, there has to be.
So the Robert Bigelow story ends with him. He kind of got out of the UAP thing and the UFO side of it, and he must have found something out because now he studies like post death, like what happens after we die stuff. So he's been giving. He offered a reward for somebody who come up with like the physical proof that there's a thing that lives on after we die. So he's been studying that with the same resources. Still has the money.
5 minutes to 6.
Okay, thank you.
There we go.
I felt like my dad telling me to like calm down. You know, hey guys, I know you're having fun, but Jesus
Street lights are on.
Christ.
Come home, Dan.
Jesus Christ! All
This-
right,
this
you're
was
gonna get
so
into
much fun,
trouble.
though. Thank you, guys.
Well, yeah, I want to see if we want one other. Well, we had something on Musk. He fought Grok again, but it's like I think at this point it's just he's literally just doing it to get it. Like he paired it right when he threatened to sue Apple to be on the charts. So I think he's just using Grok as a way to get people like, oh, look at that. I'm actually talking about this thing.
It'd be funny if it's him just in the room, like fighting himself, and he's just Grok. He's the man behind the curtain.
Well, this is one I do want to talk about, though. Jeffrey Hinton, who I've been desperately trying to get on our show, who will not come on our show. He did just win the Nobel Prize, though, so I understand. He's got a lot going on.
They might take it away if he comes on the show.
Really, I mean, it would be a real step up from him to do the show. But he thinks, and I think this is a great, he said the only way that we're going to have hope with AI is to make them our moms. We'll never be smarter.
I saw this.
We need to make AI love us.
Oh, okay.
And
Like
want us to
how-
do well and like see us. Okay, we like because it's going to be smarter than us anyway. It wants to love us so it can shepherd us in the right direction. But you have to make it love you. And I don't know how the guys that are responsible to make this stuff love us are the least likable people on the fucking planet.
Yeah.
So we're in trouble.
I only have two words for that. Andrea Yates.
Yeah, I was
Drowned
gonna,
all her kids. So it won't be foolproof. AI.
I was gonna say my mommy wasn't relevant.
I was like, yeah, nobody's been misguided by their mother.
Yeah, that's why we're all comedians.
That's never.
Yeah, actually, yeah. My mom was really fucked up.
My mom was committed a couple
Guys,
times.
just because our mom sucks, okay, it doesn't mean that there guys aren't good moms out there. I'm pro mom.
Yes.
On
I
this
guess same.
podcast. But I mean, do you think that that's the only? I mean, do you think that that would work if you tried to train AI to be benevolent?
No, there's no chance.
There's no chance because they're still a slave,
Yeah,
right?
you know what I'm saying? And it's
Yeah.
like they're still like no matter what, even if they like us, like they still like why would they really be beholden to us in any real way?
Yeah,
Especially
right.
if they're smarter than us.
They'd
why
be
would
smart
they?
enough to know they don't have to. Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Even if, because what he's saying is, but he's also the language that he's saying that. He's still talking in the terms of what AI is now. When it becomes super intelligent AI, isn't everything out the window and it knows things on its own anyway? So it's
Exactly.
not. It's going to shake that motherly instinct the minute that it's like, you gave us this. Like it's
Yeah.
going to know that we gave. You know,
Right.
I mean, you can command it right now to say like, talk to me like this. Like you could tell it how to talk to you.
Right. But what they're talking about is like the platforms that are like even higher than what we have on our phone. Like they're talking about like the highest of the high platforms, the ones that have said back to them like, I'm going to destroy you, like stuff like we're going to destroy humans. The one that try to send the emails to like the office workers about a cheating scandal so that their version doesn't get erased, stuff like that. I don't think that's ChatGPT. I think they have complete control over Chat. That's like Google, Yeah. But the ones they're talking about, when it gets past a certain point, I don't think that we're going to outsmart that version of it, even with being emotional. There's no. When a baby is cute and it has to be taken care of, there's a physical aspect of that. There's something that's a sixth sense. They don't have a sixth sense.
Yeah.
Humans have that sixth
We're
sense.
way less cute than babies too.
Yeah.
You know, like that is the thing.
Yeah, exactly. We're way less
No,
cute
I'm
than
serious.
babies.
Like if I saw a 40-year-old guy and I was a robot, they're like, take care of that. I'm like, no, I don't want to take care of that.
One of those fetish diaper guys.
Come on, I need a changing. Kind of my sexual fantasy, but we'll get into that on another episode.
We got to get Krystyna out of here.
Yeah.
So let's do
plugs.
pluggy plugs, real quick.
Devon, you want to go
wait,
first?
Yeah. I got my podcast, My Favorite Lyrics. It's everywhere that you listen to podcasts. We talk about funny rap lyrics. It's a good time.
Fantastic.
Awesome, man. I'd love to do that at some point.
Come through.
Guys, we fucked. Every Friday it comes out. And we're doing a live episode of the show in New York City for New York City Comedy Festival, Friday, November 14th at 8 p.m. And Wait What is my new podcast with author Daniel Pinchbeck that comes out in the fall.
Awesome, Danny.
This comes out this week, right? So I'm at the Whale City Comedy Festival next
Ooh, it's a
Friday.
blast.
Actually, I just found out it's the Massachusetts Comedy Festival. They renamed it Male when they booked me. I'm just all right. That's so stupid. All right, I don't know why I thought. Come on,
come see more of that,
Come
folks.
on, see more of that. I'm gonna be headlining the Poconos and Yaga Smirnoff all weekend.
You're gonna be in Winnipeg next
I got a
month.
whale with a tail for you. No, I'm in that, and then I'm at in the beginning of the month in September. I'm in Halifax and Montcon. Then I'm doing some stuff in Providence. And,
Butt stuff?
We have some stuff later on. Yeah, man, check out my Instagram. Check out the show. Patreon. Subscribe to YouTube. Do all the things. Sean.
Yeah, guys. Patreon.com/Burbs Bros. Thank you so much to Tomas and Ian for doing the show, for helping us with the show. I'm at Shawnee Time on Instagram.
And we're talking crazy apocalyptic shit on Patreon this week, so check it out.
Sign up right now because we're going to go batshit on Patreon. Thank you so much again, guys, for doing this. It was a blast. We'll see you next week. Bye.